Welcome back to our second video on economics most probable questions and most probable topics that can be asked in 2025 UPSC Prelims. Those who have not seen the previous video, please go and watch that video and then come back. I will give the video link in my description. So today's first topic is All India Financial Institutions. These are the specialized financial institutions which are set up by the government of India. These financial institutions provide the long-term funding and financial services in some sectors like infrastructure, industry, agriculture, and foreign trades. There are some major financial institutions in India which have different focus and they give the fund in different sectors like Industrial Development Bank of India, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, Small Industries Development Bank of India, Export Import Bank of India, National Housing Bank, India Infrastructure Finance Company Limited. All the institutions have a different target and they give the fund in the different sectors. So there are some long-term financing and some sectoral development. Those all have the different target and different purposes. Such as in long-term financing, in this investment mostly infrastructural development and industrial development funding are provided in this arena. Then sectoral development, there the agriculture and MSMEs are mostly targeted to develop. Then financial inclusion, policy implementation, those all have the different arena. I would like to say that I will not explain all the topics thoroughly. Please note down the topics and you just revise those topics according to your need, like whatever your preparation level is. So you will just prepare by yourself. Just note down the topics and prepare by yourself. So our next one more thing. These all India financial institutions are regulated and supervised by the RBI and the Ministry of Finance. Okay, now our next topic is RBI, which was established on 1935 but nationalized on 1949. These have several functions like monetary authority, which implements the monetary policy. RBI regulates the banks, issue currencies. It's also act as lender of the last resort. Also, RBI is called as government's bankers. The monetary policy are like the tools of monetary policies are CRR, SLR, repo rate, and all this. Please go and revise all these topics, all these points according to your need. Now, next is CBDC. So this CBDC is a digital form of fiat currencies which is issued by the Reserve Bank of India. This is a legal tender which is issued and exists in electronic form. This CBDC is two types. Uh, One is for retails and another one is for wholesales. CBDC and cryptocurrencies both are in blockchain technology, and both are uh, like both are both are exist in electronic form, but there are some major differences. Like in CBDCs, those are issued by the central bank, but cryptocurrencies are decentralized. CBDCs have a legal tender you can use to purchase anything, but cryptocurrencies don't have any legal tender in India. And CBDCs have fully government backing, but cryptocurrencies is depend on the market demand. So that's why CBDC is more stable and cryptocurrency is highly volatile. Our next topic is bond yield. Bond yields, it means like the return an investor earn from the holding of a bond. Usually it varies on market price, also interest rate and demand and supply factors. Whenever the inflation is higher, then the yields will also be increase. When RBI repo rates changes, that's impact the yields directly. High borrowing also affect positively the bond yields. Okay, then our next topic is temper tantrum. Temper tantrum is an incident like when a panic happen in a market, then a volatile condition uh, also be there in the market. So what happened then? The uh, investor take out their or sell off their investment. So what happened just for this? Capital outflow can be seen. Currency depreciation can happen in developing countries. Rising in bond yields. Stock market also decline. And for fight against the taper tantrum, the developing nation like us will increase the repo rate so that the money cannot be used more. So country's economy will be stabilized just by this. So our fifth topic is Foreign Exchange Management Act. It is aimed to facilitating external trade, promoting orderly foreign exchange market, and maintaining the forex reserve stability. The objectives of Foreign Exchange Management Act is facilitate external trade and payments, promote foreign exchange management, encourage foreign investment in India, ensure the balance of payments stability. Here are some key features of FEMA. Those are applies to all the foreign exchange transactions involving Indian residents, NRIs, and foreign entities dealing in India. Deals with capital accounts and current accounts transaction. Empowers RBI to regulate foreign exchange transaction. And this Foreign Exchange Management Act is not a criminal law, it's a civil law. Our next topic is capital expenditure. So the capital expenditure leads to asset creation and long-term economic benefits. There are some characteristics of the capital expenditure. Those are this capital expenditure leads to a asset creation. It's a long term in nature. There is no recurring. There is one time investment is there, and improve the productive capacity and economic growth. The capital expenditure and revenue expenditure, there are some difference between these. One is the purpose. First one is the purpose. In capital expenditure, capital expenditure creates assets, but in revenue expenditure, it recurring expenses for operation like salaries and pensions, something like this. In capital expenditure, this is for long term, but in revenue expenditure, this investment is for short terms. The capital expenditure boosts the economy, but the revenue expenditure only maintain the government function. Okay, now next topic is multidimensional poverty index. So multidimensional poverty index actually means the index which measure the poverty beyond income. Like in this index there are some things are involved, like human development, income based poverty, health, education, and standard of living. Such things are calculated in the multidimensional poverty index. Okay, next is our various types of unemployment. Unemployment actually means a situation where individual actively seeking for work but unable to find any employment, and this clearly indicates the economy of a country. So there are several types of unemployment. First one is a cyclic unemployment. So cyclic unemployment is like when demand falls of economy or anything, any commodities or something. So what the businesses do, they cut the jobs, and for that reason, the unemployment also happens in society, in economy. So next is structural unemployment. The structural unemployment means where the demand and the skill set of a particular individual, there is a mismatch between these. Like when the technological advancement is happening in industry, at that time some sector of the population are not that much literate in technologically. So what happen is the population of those sector, like those are unaware about that particular technology, they are become unemployed. Then third is frictional unemployment. In frictional unemployment, which refers to the short term unemployment, like when someone is shifting their job or doing a job, and then that person needs to be change his or her job, then between that two jobs there is a very small time or time frame for which the person was unemployed. This is called frictional unemployment. Then another one is seasonal unemployment. This is mostly seen in the agricultural sector or in ice cream vendors, also can be seen as seasonal unemployment. So what happens is, who are the seasonal unemployment? Those workers, those workers who are unemployed just because the season has over in a particular year. So at that time those workers are unemployed, so they are called as seasonal unemployed. Then next is disguised unemployment. When more people are employed in a sector, but there is a low productivity, mostly in agricultural sector or informal sectors, this uh, disguised unemployment can be seen. Next is underemployment. When a worker's skill set is higher than the job the person is doing, then there is a gap between the skill set and the job or the post the person is holding. So this is called underemployment. When the skill set is higher but the position the person is taking, this is lower in skill set. Next is open unemployment. When people are willing to work and they are also able to work, but they cannot find any job, such situations make the workers unemployed. This they are called open unemployment. The situation is called open unemployment. Commonly developing countries like India, where the population is very high, in this type of countries this thing can be seen. Okay, next is technological unemployment, where the automation is due to the automation of technology and technological advancement, people are losing their jobs. This situation is called technological unemployment. Next is educated unemployment. Unemployment among people with academic qualification but no suitable job opportunity. Like example is college graduates unable to find jobs matching their education or their skill set. They are called educated unemployment. And the last one is vulnerable unemployment. People those are working without job security and fixed wages. This is called vulnerable unemployment. mostly street vendors, daily wage laborers, and some informal sectors. This vulnerable unemployment can be seen. Now the next topic is pump and dump scheme. This pump and dump is when artificially the stock price is inflated or pumped through misleading information, and suddenly those individuals have artificially inflate the price of the stocks. They dump the stocks. So for that reason, the stock price will decrease very rapidly or fall very rapidly. In this situation, the investors money will loss in the market. So this situation is called pump and dump. Mostly small caps or liquid stocks, this can be seen, this pump and dump can be seen. This through social medias and WhatsApp groups, through this medium or through this platform, the misinformations are spread, and stock prices are artificially inflated. Okay, now next is BRICS. BRICS, we all know there are five members in the BRICS: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Recently, Saudi Arab, UAE, Egypt, Iran, Argentina, Ethiopia are invited to join in BRICS. So, why the BRICS is important? The BRICS countries have over $28 trillion of GDP, which is 30% of the global GDP. In BRICS countries, there are 42% of world populations is in those countries only. Their trade contribution is very high globally, and foreign exchange reserve over 4 trillion. They are emerging market leaders and fastest growing economy with strong influence of global trade. So what are the key economic initiative of BRICS? These are like, they develop a new development bank to provide loans for infrastructure and sustainable development. They also try to business in local currencies, reducing the dependency of USA dollars, and strengthening business cooperation and investment within the BRICS countries. Okay. Next is bad bank. So bad bank is a financial institution that takes over the non-performing asset from the commercial banks. Those have uh, bad loans and make their and help them to clean up their balance sheet of the those banks. So how does bad banks works? It actually bank transfer their non-performing asset to the bad banks at discounted price, and bad banks recover the asset or recover the uh, price by selling the asset, restructure loans and accusing them. Banker relief as the balance sheet is clear, and they are allowed to lend more money to the borrowers. So what are the advantages of the bad banks? This reduce the NPS and helps to clean up the bank balance sheet, improve lending capacity for the bank. This is a better recovery mechanism and specialized recovery mechanism for the bad loans. Boost economic growth for that economy, and healthy banking sector enhance the credit flow in economy. The last topic is Manrega. It's a social security scheme which provides the 100 days wages employment in the rural sector, in rural areas. It is a demand driven, and this is under the Ministry of Rural Development. The objective of the Manrega is to make employment or employment generation, poverty reduction in the rural areas, asset creation by developing infrastructure like roads, ponds, wells, irrigation, etc. It empowers the weaker sections like women and SC/STs. Also, it environmentally sustainable because mostly it focus on watershed development, afforestation, and water conservation. So there are some key features of the Manrega. One is the legal right to work. First employment guarantee law in the world. Like Manrega was the first employment guarantee law which uh, give the individual your legal right to work, provide a legal right to work. In every year, 100 days employment will provide in the rural sector. These wages are provided in this 100 days employment. These are linked to the inflation, so that consumer price index for the agricultural laborer also uh, adjust their uh, economy. And in this scheme, under this Manrega scheme, the work opportunity are provided within the 5 kilometer radius of that individual, and direct benefit transfer, like the wages are directly transferred to their bank account of the workers, so that there are no middlemen involved, and high transparency and accountability are achieved. So this was the second video, and one last video is left. for the economics part. So thank you, and we will meet in the next video.